Minnesota took a loss last week against against the New England Patriots, and that was a tough blow. But we kind of figured that the New England was going to win that game. I don't think too many people was picking against New England in that one. But we'll see how that one plays out. Like Russell Wilson, he's been playing very well. Minnesota's defense has not been playing as well as it was last year. Last year, Minnesota had one of the top defenses in the league. And this year, that is not the case. This year, they are ranked number 5, but scoring defense, they're giving up 22.5. So, let me actually revise that. Minnesota's defense has been playing well. Earlier in the season, they wasn't playing too decent. Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is one of those quarterbacks that usually shrinks when it comes to high pressure games. He usually crumbles. So I could see that situation happening again in which Kirk Cousins doesn't show up. Like, this is one of those games that they need to have to keep their playoffs hopes alive. And I can see him making a crucial turnover late. And I can see that being the cost of a big Monday night game. Like, the lights are on. And he usually shrivels. We'll see if I'm wrong about that, but I kind of don't think I am. I feel like Seattle's going to win that game. I got the score of 27-20, and then I'm going to make a prediction as well. I feel like that Kirk Cousins on a late game drive to tie the game throws an interception, and that ends the game and kind of puts not necessarily a nail in their coffin, but definitely makes it an uphill battle for them to get back into playoff hopes there. So, I got Seattle in that game, 27-20. But that's for the NFL. I wanted to touch on that, and then and as I mentioned, I definitely want to give a shout out to the kid Kyler Murray. Yesterday actually was announced that he was the Heisman winner, over Tua. And then over Hoskins from Ohio State. And, I don't really pay too much attention to college football like that until we get around this time where it's playoff football. So I can't give a strong opinion on it if he deserved it or not. But just looking at the stats, Hoskins, by the way, not Hodgkins, Hoskins. Just looking at the stats, 4,000 yards passing, 40 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, and then rushing the ball, he had almost 900 yards, 892 yards, and 11 touchdowns. And from what I remember, definitely pulled off some huge games. And watching some highlights on ESPN, definitely had a couple of Heisman moments, them quote-unquote Heisman moments. I feel like Tua, from Alabama standpoint, they was literally just blowing out teams. And he wasn't really playing like the second half of games. So I think that kind of ultimately hurt him when it comes to the Heisman voting, the Heisman voters, I should say. But needless to say, I still think Tua, he's the better quarterback, and they're still the better team. And they actually, I think they're actually going to be playing each other, Alabama versus Oklahoma. So that should be an interesting battle in the playoffs. But, shout out to Kyler Murray, man. Well deserved. I'm happy for him. And then that's back-to-back Heisman winners for Oklahoma. So shout out to them. And, Baker in the NFL doing his thing right now for the Cleveland Browns. So shout out to Kyler Murray. Definitely well deserved. And then also, so the selection committee went ahead and put the playoff teams. And so it's number 1, Alabama, number 2, Clemson, number 3, Notre Dame, number 4, Oklahoma. And kind of figured that was going to be the list. I didn't think Ohio State was going to get in, although, you could make the argument. You could definitely make the argument that they could have got in. But I kind of figured that was going to be the list there. And I think they got it right. I think they definitely got it right. Ultimately, they're going to win it all. I don't see nobody beating them. Yeah, I think Clemson will give them a run. So we'll probably see that title game again. 1-2, 1 Bama, 2 Clemson going at it once again. But Notre Dame, I'm not a big Notre Dame fan. I feel like Notre Dame, it's just the school itself. I'm not a big fan of Notre Dame or the team itself. Just something about that aura. I feel like that Clemson's going to beat the shit out of them. And then Alabama, I hate to say it, they're going to beat the shit out of Oklahoma. Just too big, too physical. The SEC football against that Big 12 football. I don't think that it might be a decent game. I mean, who knows? But I think Alabama will win big in that one there. So those will be the playoff teams there, and then those games will be coming up soon. So I'm looking forward to those games. I do love watching the bowl games, and I love watching the playoff games there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that one there. So just wanted to touch on that for a little bit. And real quick, as I mentioned before, I do want to give, before I continue forward to our next segment, I do want to give a brief word about one of our local supporters here, My Little Kitchen. Cue the holiday music, please. So, it's that time of the year again, the holiday season. The days are shorter, the weather is getting colder, everyone is beginning to enjoy that festive feel with their loved ones. Of course, with the holidays comes those gatherings that we usually have with our friends and family. And what better way than to enjoy those gatherings than with some great quality holiday treats. This, my friends, is where I want to introduce you to a local baking business called My Little Kitchen. My Little Kitchen is a self-owned, self-operated baking small business ran by Niagara Falls' own Brittany Pettigrew. She is a professional baking / cake decorator who also specializes in, of course, those coveted Christmas cookies that we all enjoy. You can choose from a variety of options ranging from your classics, such as the chocolate chips, which can be made with or without pecans, the peanut butter, the toffee, white chocolate, macadamia chip cookies, the Russian tea cakes, the gingerbread, and of course, the Christmas sugar cookie cutouts. Or you can even enjoy some of her specialty cookies, such as the orange strawberry shortbread, the pumpkin spice, the pecan fingers, the mini cheesecakes, and my own personal favorite, the red velvet cookies, something I've never had before. Right now, she has a great offer going on. You can receive over 3 dozen cookies for the price of only $25 for a platter. You can even choose the variety of cookies that you want. If you want the assorted, you can do that. If you just want only specific 2 or 3, you can do that. Or if you just want to get a whole platter full of one specific kind, you can also do that for yourself as well. And right now, if you do order from her and you order with the promo code #SYE, you will receive an additional $5 off of your first order. Now, My Little Kitchen, she's very reasonable priced, great quality baking goods that deliver in both taste and also presentation. And on top of that, everything is homemade right from her kitchen. She's also taking orders right now for your favorite cakes, cupcakes, and cheesecakes. And she also wants me to let you know she's available to do dessert tables for all of your events that you may have coming up, such as your Christmas parties or your office Christmas parties, things of that nature there for you. So definitely hit her up. If you're looking to place an order, she can be reached by phone number 716-704-9622. You can email her your order. Email is at Britt, BRITT, PET, PETT, 26 @gmail.com. You can hit her up on Facebook. You can find her by the name Britt Pet right on Facebook. And you can also find her on Instagram at BrittPet_MLK. Make sure y'all check her out. Make sure y'all do place y'all orders right now for the holidays, for your Christmas parties. And as I mentioned before, order with the #SYE and get an additional $5 off of your first order. My Little Kitchen, let her make your dreams be sweet. All right, and so yeah, that was an ad. My first ad that I recorded there. I think it went pretty smooth. So yeah, I should be doing some more. Anybody, if you know anybody that has like a local business, I love supporting local businesses. So anybody that has like a local business, if I could give them a shout out, if they want me to do like a little ad for it and them in the podcast, definitely send them my way. They can email me at benji5203@gmail.com. Hit me on my Facebook, on Twitter, whatever. And would definitely like to give them a plug. Give them try out the product and then give them a plug as well. So Yeah, just let me know. Let me know. We're here for the people. I love supporting local business, black businesses. Also, I failed to mention that it is a local black business. So make sure y'all show some love for my little kitchen there. All right. So with the NBA, I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. So, I watched the game, Friday night. It was the Warriors against the Milwaukee Bucks. Steph Curry, he played in the first game for like the first quarter and a half, and then got injured, and then ultimately sat down, and then Milwaukee went ahead and dominated the Warriors when they first played. But then in this game here, the Warriors and the Bucks took place in Milwaukee this time around, and Golden State got the better of Milwaukee this time around, winning the game 105-95. And it was, throughout the whole game, excuse me, it was going back and forth. It was a blow for blow game. Milwaukee, they stood tough. Milwaukee definitely stood tough. Like, it looked like Golden State, they would be pulling off, and then Milwaukee would come storming back and go on a nice little run. And, Golden State to do it again, and then Milwaukee did it again in the third quarter. Then ultimately got to the fourth quarter where Golden State just kind of took the lead and then never looked back. But like anytime I see it, anytime that Milwaukee goes against Golden State, Giannis goes against Kevin Durant does not have a very good game. Like in this game here, he had 11 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds. And then you look at Giannis' stats, he had, 22 and 15. But I don't know what it is about the Milwaukee Bucks. Actually, I do know what it is. It's KD is going against somebody who is just as big and long as him, pause. And Giannis, he gets in you, man. Like Giannis is one of the better defenders in the league. And that's an aspect of his game that, a lot of people don't talk about. Like, we see the highlight dunks, we see the crazy layups. We're amazed by what he does offensively and then also facilitating. But defensively, Giannis is one of the best defenders in this league. He's a very good on ball defender, and he's also he's a great help defender where, one of his teammates gets beat and he's there to get that backside block or, to go and help protect the rim. And, he gets a lot of passing lane steals. But he just gives Kevin Durant fits, man. And then Chris Middleton, one of the better 3-and-D players in the league as well. Whenever Kevin Durant goes against that team, he usually doesn't have a really good game. I've been noticing that about KD, with him, and then Kawhi as well. Although the last game that they played against the Raptors, he had over 50. He had 51. So, that was a really good game. I feel like it was a nice little game to show that the Warriors, like, okay, y'all killed us that first game, and that shit ain't gonna happen again. So they came out and they got the W in Milwaukee. They split this season series 1-1. And I don't think that we'll see them play again. Like, definitely don't think the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be making the finals. The Warriors, obviously they should make the finals barring injury. So, but yeah, Milwaukee shouldn't be making the finals there, but very good game. I enjoyed it. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the Houston Rockets. So, last night, Houston lost another game to the Dallas Mavericks. And with that loss, it drops Houston to 11-14. They have lost 3 games in a row and currently are the 14th seeded team in the West. So they are the second worst team in the West and are the sixth worst team. The seventh, or tied for 7th worst team in the NBA. Last year, the Houston Rockets was technically the best team in the NBA. They had the most wins throughout the regular season, had the Warriors on the cusp of elimination. Couldn't close the deal. Chris Paul gets injured. They couldn't close the deal. That game 7, they literally just missed all of them 3-point shots. That shit was fucking amazing when I was watching. I'm like, yo, if they could have just hit 20% of those shots, they beat the Warriors because it's a single digit game. Like the Warriors got lucky. But